We're up and running. Facebook Live. Give me a call right now, 202-909-1493. Is that up on the screen? Because we're high tech, you know. 202-909-1493. I'm Ed Schultz with you here on, what is it? 1492?
93 will get you through, though, so it's all right.
Oh, okay. 202-909-1492. When the year Christopher Columbus sailed to the New World, 1492. See, education, public education does work. You know, when I learned that, I don't know, I was a little snotty little kid. All right, look, there's so much going on. I appreciate all of you who have responded on Facebook to the post that I put up this morning. I really believe that the Republicans have ice in their veins. They have no clue what they're doing to the country when it comes to health care. There's a few of them in there who are starting to speak up that claim that they're against it, but they'll eventually get bought off. And this is going to hurt millions of Americans. There's only one person I want to talk to on this, and that's Nina Turner, former state senator from Ohio. This is the woman with endless energy. Desire and determination defines this great public servant. She just never quits, and she is now the president of Our Revolution. If you're a Bernie Sanders supporter, the organization Our Revolution is now no longer headed up by Jeff Weaver. It's now headed up by Nina Turner. Senator, nice to have you with us.
Oh, thanks, Big Eddie. So great to hear your voice and to be with you and your listeners.
Isn't it good to be back talking it over? I tell you what,
Yes.
You just do not give up. You just keep on going, girl, don't you?
Just like you. It's like yesterday you gave me, I want your listeners to know my first national interview was with you in 2010.
Well, let's revisit that. I went to Ohio to do the story on the recall of Measure 2.
Yes.
And the producers that I was working with at the time said, this lady wants to meet you. She watches a program, and she's a state senator. I said, well, let's talk. And, I mean, from the moment I met Nina Turner, it has been just like a glove. I mean, yes. Philosophically, we're the same. Emotionally, we're the same. She has got tremendous heart. And my wife loves her. We love, our family loves you. And I just have been a long-time admirer. And you were just a fighter. You were really at a time, the first and only for a long time about calling out Governor John Kasich and these draconian cuts that he wanted to make in Ohio. And I think you politically reversed him in many regards. You woke up people in Ohio to realize what this guy was all about. And what's ironic about this is that as you and I are talking today on Facebook Live, Kasich is a player moving people on the Republican side about this health care fight.
That's right. Yes, he is, Big Eddie. He is, and much love back to you, too, and the family. I feel the same way about you, but he really is. And, you know, the governor and I had our share of fights, as you know, Senate Bill 5, taking away collective bargaining rights. You were in the heart of Ohio. You traveled to Toledo. You were in Columbus by the side of firefighters and other union workers. I mean, you were there, Big Eddie. So, yes, I've had my share of fights with the governor, but we certainly have been able to come together. We came together on police reforms in that state for the first time ever. We have standards that police departments in Ohio have to adhere to. So, the governor really is a straight shooter. He's the kind of person that you can talk to. So we have jousted, but you're absolutely right. He has become, in many ways, a moral compass, if you will, for Republicans on this issue of health care reform. And I'm proud of him for that.
Tell me about being the president of Our Revolution. Where's Bernie in all of this? What's happening? Coach us up.
Well, Our Revolution was born because of his courage, and you were a big support, still are, but you got him out there, too, when he was blacked out many times from the media on this journey. So I am happy to continue my service. I am a board member. I have been a board member of Our Revolution for going on, it'll almost be a year, but now the transition, the current Jeff Weaver, who certainly has done a good job, has been with the senator for a long time, is transitioning to something else, and I was asked by the board to consider doing this, and here I am. And today, today's the day when all the information went out public, but we're going to continue to fight for working class and middle class families all across this country through the power of not only the ballot box, Big Eddie, but just to remind people, as Senator Sanders did along that campaign trail, that this nation needs a revolution, and it comes from the grassroots, not the grass tops. So we're not only doing national races, but we are going to school boards. I mean, we have people who've won school board elections and city council elections and elections to state houses in Iowa and other places across the country. We have even people who have won precinct committee races to really get into the Democratic Party and shake that up. And we see that in places like California, where the upstart and strong leader, Kimberly Ellis, lost to the establishment candidate in terms of becoming the California Democratic Party chairwoman by only 62 votes. That happened because Bernie-crats are organizing all across this country.
So this kind of goes back to the Howard Dean 50-state strategy.
Yes.
But it's kind of it's different in that you'll go anywhere, do anything to get people elected. It's grassroots. Let me ask you, is the money still coming in? I mean, are these the $27 donations that Bernie's campaign had? Tell me about that.
That is the foundation, for Senator Sanders. So, yes, his supporters and the people that believe in him and this mission, they are still donating. I mean, we do need money, for the mission. We're committed to, not taking those big corporate checks. We believe that everybody has voice, and we have to continue to lift the voices of everyday people. And it's not, Big Eddie, that all corporations are bad. I want to say that. I know sometimes when we talk in sound bites, and it's not that all millionaires and billionaires are bad, but we need businesses and wealthy people of consciousness to speak up, to say that it is patently unfair and even immoral that working class women and men in this country have not seen increases in their wages keeping up with inflation since 1980, that it is patently immoral and unfair that our young people are saddled with debt as they walk across the stage with a degree in one hand and debt in the other in the tunes of trillions of dollars, and that we're not taking care of our elders and even our veterans and all of the things, and that, what's happening in the criminal justice system against black and brown people in this country is also immoral. So it's all the things, Big Eddie, that you and I believe in, and that I think most reasonable, conscious-minded people believe in, if we talk about it in a way that doesn't alienate them, that we are all in this together.
It's a familiar voice to the folks who follow my work. Nina Turner, out of Ohio. She's now the president of Our Revolution. Healthcare, obviously a hot topic right now. What's your take on it? What's going to happen?
Yes. Well, people are out there, Big Eddie, and I think they have shaken things up. They certainly shook up the moderate Republicans across this country who are standing up. And I do believe that but for Governor Kasich, Senator Portman would not have, come out to say, we got to slow this thing down. We can't do it. But this is an example of what grassroots people can do. They did this, Big Eddie.
So are the Republicans Republicans going to get together with Schumer and the Democrats? Or,
I hope that they do. We saw articles come out today. This is the way that it should have been done from the beginning. But again, to the people that you reach and that I reach, this is just a reminder to them that in the words of President Nelson Mandela, it always seems impossible until it is done. If people had just sat around and threw up their hands, we wouldn't be at this point right now. So we have to keep pushing on this. It is wrong. 22 million people. I mean, the Senate bill wasn't much better, than the House bill. This is not good. And they had 7 years. Because they had 7 years to come up with a plan that was good and robust and just.
They're not going to get it done. They're not going to get it done in 7 weeks. Mike Pence says that they'll have it done by the end of the summer. I don't believe that. Now, as the president of Our Revolution, are you going to be going around the country firing up the troops?
I am, Big Eddie. I'm planning. I'm planning to do a listening tour across this country. Okay. And because when you stoke the flame, when you put a fire out, put a fire, you got to continue to stoke the flames. And I want people, no matter how daunting their situation may feel, and no matter how daunting this political climate is right now, because it's heavy, Big Eddie. People are heavy across this country. Yeah. I want them to know that there is promise in this problem, and it is all connected to them. That titles certainly are good, but purpose is better.
What is Bernie Sanders going to do? Is he staying really connected to Our Revolution, and is he going to work the countryside as well?
Oh, he is. I mean, I know the senator is doing a lot. He's traveling. He was at the People's Summit in Chicago a couple of weeks ago.
Saw that.
Gave a rip-roaring.
He's kind of the leader of the progressive movement right now. I don't view Nancy Pelosi or Chuck Schumer. They're all legislators trying to figure it out. But when it comes to somebody on the left, the progressive wing of the Democratic Party, there's one name that sticks out, and he's the most effective.
Well, he walks the walk and talks the talk. And, there was a Harvard-Harris poll, if I'm not mistaken, that was conducted a couple of months ago now, and that shows that he is the most popular active politician in the entire United States of America. Now, Big Eddie, we know when he started running for president, that was not so, but that is the case today, and it's across all demographics. 73% of African Americans, I think 65% of Hispanics, the majority of women, and we know how the millennials feel about him.
Okay.
So, and it's because he has heart-soul agreement, he's authentic, and he's continuing to push and fight for the people.
All right.
And I'm right there with him.
Yes, you are. Desire and determination defines Nina Turner. She's now the president of Our Revolution. I get the emails. You folks are working. There's no doubt about that. I'm getting emails all the time. Well, tell the website. What's the website, and how can people get engaged?
Yeah, ourrevolution.com. Please visit us at Our Revolution on Twitter. We're on Facebook, but please come to our website, leave your comments, and support us with your people power. And if you got a few dollars to throw at the mission, do that too. But please make a difference in your communities. And we have affiliates, Big Eddie, all over the country. We're in 49 states. We got one more to go. But we have hundreds of affiliates all across the country. And so your listeners should look for an affiliate near them. But we need them. We need the people to fuel the revolution.
All right. Former state senator of Ohio, Nina Turner, president of Our Revolution. Nina, nice to visit. We'll do it again. Stay in touch.
You too, Big Eddie.
Thank
Can't
you so
wait.
much.
Much love.
All right, to you. 202-909-1492. Let's go to the phones. This is Ed Schultz, Facebook Live. Thanks for calling. You're on with us.
Oh, they hung up.
Oh, okay.
They lost.
All right. Well, I'm kind of antsy to get to the 4th of July weekend, if you know what I mean. I mean, those fish are just waiting for me, and the golf course is waiting for me. I got work to do. I'm heavy into recreation this time of year, if you know what I mean. But look, I posted this on Facebook this morning about what I think the Republicans are doing with health care. This is their Waterloo. This is their political Waterloo. They have no clue what kind of strain they're going to bring to American families with their draconian cuts on Medicaid. They're going to turn off a total generation of young people, and I don't think they give a damn. I think they're so isolated, so owned by the insurance industry. The only thing they're going to do is make sure that they can get reelected, and there's a political calculation being made by all of them right now, and there's about solidly a half a dozen that don't want anything to do with this, but they don't want to speak that strongly about it. And I think the total is up to 9 now, where Republican senators have got serious reservations about it. I don't know how they're going to pull this off. And so this is a move that Schumer is making. Go to the Blair House, bring the president and the Republicans with, and let's sit down and negotiate in front of the American people. But let me leave you with this thought. And I've said this before, but it's really playing out more now than ever. This is about Obama's legacy. The Republicans don't want Obama's name or the Democrats getting credit for anything to do with health care in this country. And to totally repeal it is what they want. They want a complete start over. They want to erase Obama's presidency, his legacy. That's part of it. It is part of it. And people with pre-existing conditions, people who are vulnerable economically, people who don't have savings accounts, people who have got sick people in their families and mental illness as well, as Dick Durbin was talking about the other day. This is a whole new batch of Americans, not only the ones who are going to lose their insurance, but Americans who are going to be vulnerable under this new system if the House or the Senate plan were to pass. And they can get it done with 50, but they can't get 50. They're at 41 right now, maybe 39 the way it's unfolding right now. But if there was ever a time to be grassroots and fight and let your people know how you feel about this, now is the time to do it. So those are my thoughts. It's about them. It's not about the people. And if you don't think the insurance industry has got their lobbyists working overtime on this, they're basically writing the bill. And they're giving it to Senate aides. How come you never see any Senate aides or anybody from so-and-so's office talking about how they're writing this bill? The senators aren't writing the bills. They're taking the frickin' orders from the lobbyists who are representing the insurance industry. That's how this is getting done in Washington. Half of them don't even know what the hell's in the bill. So that's why they brought it down to a number of 13, because They'd have had too much input if they had actually had 50 people doing it. They'd have never gotten anything on paper. That's it. Have a great 4th of July. Ed Schultz, Facebook Live.